Alright, alright. Getting ready to drive. Alright, the 4 agreements. We'll call that an intro. I don't really do a lot of intros. But when I'm in my car, I like to at least see what's playing on the local radio. Shout out LA radio, man. Been listening to the same station since I was young. Anyways, so dang. I'm just about to run an errand and I forgot what sorry. I forgot what pages I read. Let me see. I think I ended at page 50 last time. So let's say 51. No. Yeah, page 51, 52, 53 has a break. I didn't finish past that half of 53. Geez, these breaks are terrible. Past that half of 53. But yeah. Good old mailman. Alright, sorry guys. You gotta excuse me taking my time here. Yeah, so the mailman was pulling up right when I was leaving. Had to kind of adjust. Anyways, they were talking about more along the lines of, not taking things personally. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday or the last time I was reading. When I started on this topic, which is chapter 3, agreement 2, I don't remember if I mentioned that, that the title of this chapter reminds me of that song by Monica. If you remember that 90s R&B singer Monica, she made that song, Don't Take It Personal. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but it's just one of those days or something like that. When I want to be all alone, that I gotta be all alone. Don't take it personal. One of those days that a girl goes through, kind of like when I'm angry inside. I think those are the lyrics. Don't want to take it out on you. Like, it's kind of interesting lyrics, because that song really caught on. It is, 90s R&B tends to have a lot of love songs, love topics, romance, breakup, get together, I have a crush on you kind of stuff. But that song was pretty unique, because it kind of generally translates into social relationships, not just romance related relationships. So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was an interesting song. I remember it when it first came out. I think she had maybe 1 or 2 other hits after that, but she had a really great voice. I should listen to the whole album though. I was always curious to have that whole album, and now that we have Spotify these days, so technically I can listen to any album I want. But yeah, I just liked that the lyrics were very social topic. I kind of like social topics. I liked that it was it's kind of like a something that a lot of people can relate to, right? It's like I don't remember that other song by I think it's Limp Bizkit, Break Stuff. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. Like, it's kind of like, man, like, yeah, like, I mean, I know a lot of times people feel good. Like, it's not like people are always like in an angry mood and stuff, but it does kind of help to hear songs where people are. But yeah, those types of songs are like the first thing that kind of comes to mind when I'm, thinking about this whole concept of, not taking something personally. I mean, I can think of people in my life that have maybe I felt like wronged by them because of how they were treating me. Now, I don't think this is talking about people with toxic traits, people crossing your boundaries and stuff like that, like verbally abusing you or being like, inconsiderate completely. It's just kind of I think they're talking more along the lines of, when you have a healthy relationship with somebody, or, when it's, they're like, things are fine with the relationship in general, but there's maybe a situation that comes up that's maybe not ideal or not like something that's easy to understand, versus like constant patterns of like toxic behavior and like treating someone verbally bad and like verbally like abusing people or treating them bad, or like, constantly canceling plans or constantly lying and things like that. Like, I don't think that's what it's talking about. Now, I'm not like a genius or like fully aware of like every single possible scenario of what they can be saying, but I don't think that they're saying, okay, put yourself in harm's way and get abused if you can help it, and stay a victim and be a victim. I don't think that's what they're saying. They're just saying, like, in general, it's easy to take things personal, and that if something is occurring that is becoming like a personal situation, like, or something has occurred, usually it's coming from that person. It's described as that person's world view, and that person's choices and decisions are basically what is leading them with the way they feel to react how they're reacting. It has nothing to do with you necessarily, or maybe it's just completely ignoring that. I do believe that, sometimes people's energies play off other people's energies. So, if I'm in a bitchy mood and I, start like acting or talking in a very irritated manner towards someone, I can't expect that they're going to be like polite and kind and gentle and like compassionate. I would expect that my energy is going to make them feel worried or concerned, or like some kind of like emotional like concern. They're not probably going to completely ignore it. So I don't know, there's all these kind of like different what do you call it, variables, different kind of directions that this can go when speaking on this topic. But I am interested to know where they're going to go with all of this. It's definitely a concept that I find worthwhile trying to learn about, because I do definitely have people in my life, so I'd say I do have some toxic situations in my life, or history of toxic situations with certain people, and even if they're not currently being toxic, there is still a lot of, like, I can easily take things personally from those people, from interactions with those people, because I do find it hard to understand their intentions sometimes. It's like I can notice that they've gone longer lengths of time where, it's been good times and they're trying, but then there's still like a little bit that like peeks in every now and then and just kind of upsets me, and I'm like, I don't know if I can really trust this person. And I don't think I should be obligated to try to work things out. Especially if something's been lasting like years, decades, it's kind of like, you can only do so much. Other people have to work on themselves too, and I feel like certain people that I might know have worked on themselves, but it's also like hard for me to just all of a sudden start trusting that they've got their stuff under control better now, and that I can just, that it's possible to easily trust them. But sometimes you just don't know what's going to really happen in the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I have told myself, 2023 is definitely the year that I'm, avoiding maintaining relationships that are unhealthy and avoiding starting relationships that are unhealthy. So I've been challenging a lot of the relationships I have and the people that I find to add to the most distress in my life. And I don't feel like that's the same as taking something personal, because it's like it's not really healthy. So I think that's one thing to distinguish. But I can't really say that it's the only way to look at it. And I do believe in practicing forgiveness as well. I'm not just like, oh, somebody did something wrong, like I'm going to write them off. But, people don't have to develop a high tolerance for other people's nonsense. People don't have to put up with abuse. Sometimes those are choices, especially once you're an adult and you're independent. It's a choice. Even if it's a hard decision to cut people off, sometimes it's a choice. But I wouldn't say that I make a habit out of cutting people off. I actually have a very high tolerance for BS, and I have a lot of friends that nobody else likes, and I'm just like, I can see the benefit of maintaining friendships with certain people, even if, they're not, their imperfections are maybe far past what the average person I know is willing to kind of engage with. Sometimes I feel sorry for people. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever, like, I do what I need to do for myself in those relationships, and I don't feel like beholden or obligated towards the stuff that doesn't work for me with those types of people. So with that, I'm gonna go have an early lunch and settle into the rest of my afternoon, and then it's an early day for me. So I got a lot of self-reflection and a life coach that I've got to engage with some of their content that I haven't really engaged with yet. So this is the 4th day, so I've got about 4 days of that content. It's like personal growth type content that I really want to work with. So I'm going to spend the rest of my evening doing that, but got to get through the afternoon first. Got to power up with some food. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening.